fall. I won't shed a tear for them to see. And I won't have your name to call. 'Cause I will be the last to fall.
So hello again, and welcome to our fantastic cast here. Before we do jump into the game and everything, I wanted to once again mention our fantastic sponsors. So again, we've got World Anvil, which lets you forge new worlds. It's really cool. Definitely check it out. Obviously, Modiphius, that makes this amazing Klingon book for Star Trek Adventures, as well as all of the Star Trek Adventure content. You can pre-order that right now, by the way. It's really cool. I highly recommend it. Also, Cult Divinity Lost from Helmgast, and Mage Hand Press currently has their Dark Matter, which is sci-fi in space, or sci-fi in space, D&D in space, sci-fi D&D. It's very cool stuff. So definitely check all of those things out. Highly recommend all of those. And before we jump into the Tribble action, I want to introduce our awesome cast. So we're going to start at the top left with Deb Presto. If you could tell us a little bit about Cleric and yourself.
Hey folks, Dev Preston here. I'm playing Cleric, the ship's surgeon, psychiatrist, supplier, and of course strength and conditioning coach.
Fantastic. Next, we've got Cleric of Court. If you could tell us a little bit about Tavana and yourself.
My name is Kat. I'm at Cleric of Court. I'm playing Tavana, and she is on an ascending house. She is the comms officer, and as soon as she finds out that there are Tribbles in the medical bay, first she'll blame the doctor, and then she will probably space lock Tribbles and the doctor. And there is a poll in chat. Check it out, vote, and we will finish it up after outros.
Fantastic. Next, we've got Nymeria. If you could tell us a little bit about Valkyris and yourself.
Yes, hello. I am Nymeria. I use she, they pronouns, and today I am playing Valkyris, who uses they, them pronouns. Valkyris is the scion of a very old, established, diplomatic type house from one of the Klingon core worlds, and they are very stoic, and they are one of the science, archaeology, anthropology officer people on board of the ship. They are also apparently, judging from last week's episode, really bad at being subtle about things.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, that was great. Next, we've got Flying Circus. You can tell us a little bit about J'adore and yourself.
Hi, I'm Shauna, and me and J'adore are both she, her, and she comes from a long line of merchants. None of these great houses stuff. But she is the main mechanic engineer on this ship and will make sure that it functions to its utmost best performance.
Fantastic. And then last but not least, we've got Buster. Tell us a little bit about Baj and yourself.
Hi, I'm Buster the Destroyer, as we say in Klingon. Buster Pamuche. I am playing Ba'aj, and she is the captain of this vessel. She is both of us use she, her pronouns, and all I gotta say about Baj is Baj will let you know, baby. She will let you know. There you go.
Fantastic. And I'm Raven. I'm going to be the game master. I use she, her pronouns. So yeah, I'll be playing all the other characters in the world, essentially. Speaking of our little universe here, when we left off last week, you all had gotten some information about the next lead in your search for the Sword of Kahless. You met with a Breen who didn't seem to really be associated with the Breen government or anything, and was a little weirded out when Kolek was following them, and then I believe, if I remember right, was shouted out, "I'm not following you, you're following me," and then ran away. So they were a little weirded out, but they left without incident. And then the information that you received was that some Ferengi had allegedly picked up the sword and ended up selling it to some folks on a planet in the Gamma Quadrant known to be occupied by currently by the Vorta. And you all went on your way on your ship, the Arjbon. And then we had that little camera pan where the audience now knows there's Tribbles in the medbay, but the crew does not. So it looks like we had the winning option after. Nobody ever deals with Tribbles the right way. Looks like that won with 5 votes. So the audience opinion is that the ship's going to get damaged before you figure this out. So we'll see what happens. On that note,
Also, a quick shout out to Black Cat's raid. Thank you, raiders. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that raid. Much appreciated.
It's much calmer than what you just went through. Whatever it was, this will be much calmer.
Yeah, thank you so much for that raid. So yeah, it's you're underway. Everything went smoothly. You're probably feeling pretty great after the blood wine at the bar and hanging out and everything. And you succeeded in the first task on your mission. So what's happening on the ship at this point as you're on your way, probably through the wormhole at this point, heading to the Gamma Quadrant? Start with you, Baj.
I had to find the communicator button. I suppose, Baj is sitting at, the captain's chair, and she's just kind of, unless, how long has it passed since we left the station? Has it been, hour, day? How much time do you think has passed?
Depending on how long you spent at the bar, it's either been a few hours or it might possibly be the next day. I'll leave that up to you.
Okay. I'd say we did not spend any too much extra time at the bar. We kind of did what we did and got through. So yeah, probably a few hours at this point. With that in mind. So yeah, she's just sitting there, just kind of, you know what she's doing? She's recording her captain's log. I thought I meant to write one of these out for you so I could do it. But here, I'll do one real quick off the fly. Captain's log. Star date. Wait, I'm not in Starfleet. I don't have to think about star dates. It's fine now. Alright, so we have done some stuff. No, I'm sorry. He's off the cuff right here. Today, I have been charged with a mission. Or recently we've been charged with this mission to find this sword. The information that we have pulled is that it was bought by Ferengi, and that perhaps that is true, or it could be Vorcha. I don't even know anymore. I forgot. It's been a long day, and a lot of drinking. But it's been a good day. It is always a good day to die. So we will see what happens as we approach where we are going. We will do everything that we can to investigate and hopefully find resources the Empire needs along our way. There you go, Captain's log. So she's just sitting there, just kind of like blah 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 blah. Well, the rest of you are just kind of like doing whatever you're doing. She's just like Captain's log, blah blah blah. And so yeah, she's just in the bridge doing all that.
All right. Let's hop over to J'adore in engineering. What's the engineering section of the ship look like right now? How are things going down there?
Right now, I think J'adore is just trying to get the engineering team on task, putting them through the paces. Had to get that discipline going. Fresh mug of Ractatino going. Just trying to make the ship feel like hers at this moment.
Okay. Nice. And then, Anna, what is your character currently doing?
Well, I think that given the fact that our lead turned out to be so irritatingly substantial, and then Valkyrus is kind of upset at themselves for very not subtly allowing them or very not subtly allowing them an escape path out of Quark's bar, they are going to be in their room and sitting at a desk writing a letter, which I have if you would like me to do that now, or we can wait.
No, now's good.
Okay.
I'd like to read what Valkyrus is writing.
It's to Tavana. It is my honor to serve with you, as it was my honor to serve under your father Crom during the Dominion War. I know my conduct during that infamous engagement was unbecoming to the House of Moshta, but the more I think it over, I cannot bring myself to regret what I did. I admire your father's courage and keen leadership, and I could not stand by and let his mistake make a mockery of this house, your house. I know everyone thinks I hold my honor very cheap after what I did, but the truth is, I did it for you. I know I have little to offer personally, but I hope that the House of Moshta's reputation will be enough to win me a chance. Tavana, blood of my hearts, the might of your sword arm is as beautiful as a young star. Our sparring together was the closest to death I have come since the war, and the most alive I have felt, I think, ever in my life. But words are so much wind, and though I long to test my strength against yours again, I will wait until I can prove myself worthy of you and your house. Perhaps then you might consent to a tea ceremony with me, and if my conduct is not to your satisfaction, I will say nothing more. But if you say yes, know that I will fight for you until my last day, when the last of my breath leaves my mouth, and on that breath will hang your name, Tavana, Chapar Haku, Valkyrus.
That is lovely. And does Valkyrus send that right away, or are they going to sort of sit on that for a little bit?
They'll sit on it until a point in which they can drop it off without being too obvious about it, hopefully. We know subtlety is not really their strong suit, but they're going to try and be kind of low-key.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, that was lovely. Well written. We'll hop over to, speaking of Tavana, let's hop over to Tavana, and what is she doing right now?
Tavana is likely at her station on the bridge as we are getting ready to navigate through this wormhole into the Gamma Quadrant, and these forays into the Gamma Quadrant into the wormhole, while becoming routine, do still carry some dangers, and so that is where Tavana is at her post on duty and planning another sparring match.
Fantastic. Then, last but not least, let's hop over to Kolek, the doctor. Are you currently in the med bay, or what are you doing?
No, Kolek is doing wind sprints around the ship. He has heard a rumor, which some might call superstition, that wormhole travel is a perfect time for a peak personal record, and he's doing a little investigation of that for himself.
That's fantastic. I'm actually going to have you do a roll for that. Let's do fitness and medicine to see if if your experiment gives you any results, any conclusive data.
Okay.
So great opportunity to pick up some momentum, because you'll need 2 successes for this.
Let's see. Fitness and medicine.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, 2 successes.
So 2 successes, perfect. Yeah, it does give you some results. There is data from your research of sprinting around the ship that traveling through a wormhole does give you a slight increase in performance. It's just barely outside the margin for error in your experiment, but it is a slight improvement.
And running by probably one of Jadur's engineers, just, ha! I knew it!
The engineer just sort of looks at you like you're crazy. Kind of a strange look as they go back to whatever they were doing. And just sort of shake their head like, I don't understand these doctor people. And they go back to whatever engineering problem they were working on. Well, great. So the life on the ship is fairly calm and sounds like nothing out of the ordinary until you get to the other side of the wormhole. As it opens up and you find yourself in the Gamma Quadrant, suddenly the sensors on the bridge are showing that there are 3 Dominion warships bearing down on you.
Immediately alert the captain. Captain, 3 Dominion
on-screen.
warships. Done.
As you go to put the image on screen to see where these Jem'Hadar vessels are, there's nothing but empty space.
Can I try and science the shit out of why that might be?
Please.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
it
can
definitely
roll
called Valkyr's.
science the shit out of that.
Because I have questions.
Yeah,
Science
definitely called
station.
Valkyr's to the bridge.
Cool.
Okay. So
What
Science
could
station,
possibly
start
try?
speaking in answer. Somebody call Valkyr's to this bridge now.
Already done.
Okay.
All
So,
senior
Raj
officers
comes
to
to
the
Valkyr's.
bridge.
And the rest of the senior officers. Valkyr's, as you reach the bridge, what I'd like to do is have you roll. You're wanting to science this. So let's do insight and science. And this is going to require 3 successes.
Whew.
With 3 successes minimum. And if you get 4 successes, I'll give you extra information.
All right.
Reminder that you currently have, I believe, 6 momentum. Put it in my notebook.
We actually would
And
we
for-
would be empty on momentum at this point. The momentum only like it's the scene from before is over, so momentum like refreshes each scene or it restarts.
Oh, you were at 4. Yeah, but you're going to be dealing with Tribbles today, so I'm going to be nice and just
I'll
let you
take
start
all
with
the
4
help I
momentum.
can get.
Okay.
Okay. So momentum allows me to add my extra dice to that, right?
Correct.
Yes.
So let's use. Can I use Studious to do that as well? So I would roll 4.
Yeah, is Studious a focus?
Studious is a talent. Basically just like lets me get an extra piece of information when I try to get information. It's very vague. It's just like information and research.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I will keep that in mind. So still need 3 successes. But that will also give you a little bit more information.
I got 2.
It's 2 successes.
Darn.
So you do get a little bit of information. It's not much. But as you're trying to, as you put it, science the shit out of this, you're able to determine that this is probably some sort of sensor echo, and is probably an engineering problem rather than a science problem.
Well, this is really beyond my capability of expertise, but J'adore, I'd be happy to lend any assistance I can with getting the sensors back in working order so that we don't jump out of our skins like that again.
Well, certainly we can't have faulty sensors. So why don't we open this up and see what the problem is?
Right as
You
you're
two work
having that
together.
conversation, there's another alarm that
Great.
2 Romulan warbirds are approaching from behind you with weapons charged.
Screen! Let me see behind.
Throw it up on the screen. And I'm already
As you
cloaking.
do, there are... Okay. The cloaking device engages. And as you throw it up on the screen starts being very glitchy. There's like static and weird lines running through it. But there do seem to be 2 Romulan warbirds there on the screen, bearing down on you.
Open a comms channel to the warbirds, and we will see if they are having similar issues.
Open up the
As
comm
you
channel.
open the channel, as you open that up, you're met with only static. There doesn't seem to be anybody on the other end, and as you're trying to figure out why that is, you see the 2 warbirds on the screen fire at you. Those big, bright, green blasts of disruptor energy racing towards your ship, and then right when they should hit you, nothing happens. And the screen goes back to normal, and it's empty space.
I'd like to run a diagnostic on the con systems and sensors from the con panel.
Fantastic.
All of
That's
us
going
saw
to
this,
be-
correct?
Oh yes,
Just want to
everybody
make
was
sure
able
it
to
wasn't
see.
anything funny that we picked up on in Quark's bar or something like that.
That's
a bizarre
that's a
place.
legitimate
Done today.
concern.
I can't rule it out.
Yeah.
Let's do an insight, or if you'd like, I'd let you. Actually, I would let you use reason for this as well. Either one, and con. And you're going to need 2 successes for this.
Okay, and let's see. Are there any resistances to this? Or is this? I have 2 talents that might help. One is whenever you succeed at a task using reason or control as part of an extended task, you may ignore up to 2 resistance for every effect rolled. And the other one is technical expertise. When you attempt a task assisted by the ship's computers or sensors, you may re-roll 1d20.
So the last one would apply.
Technical expertise. Okay. All right, so I'm rolling 2 days. Focus used, yes.
So you got 1 success, but you can re-roll 1 of those.
Okay. Do that.
Hey, awesome. So you do get 2 successes in total. You're able to find out that for some reason, the ship's computer had put the bridge consoles into training mode and was running a battle drill. And you're able to tell that nobody on the bridge initiated that command. It, for all intent and purposes, seems to have initiated it on its own.
I relay that information to my captain, and then I start trying to track it down where that command came from.
Doctor! Where are you?
Right here, Captain.
Check me and see if I'm high.
Of course.
Begging your
Hello,
pardon,
everyone.
Captain, but I was thinking the same thing. The thought had crossed my mind. But I saw it too.
Too much blood.
You might be an
last
illusion.
night.
I don't know.
All All right, Doctor. If you'd like to check the captain, we're
I
gonna
should.
do. We're gonna do. We're gonna do insight and medicine to investigate this. Just one success is all that's needed.
Captain, did you
Pretty
eat
common
at
task
Quark's
for you.
last night? That may explain it.
Eat what?
So yeah, is that a critical success or just one success?
That's one success and
yeah.
a critical failure.
And a critical failure. Okay.
Yeah, but you got
So
the
he
success.
gets the complication.
Oops. Close that. Trying to get to my notes here.
Critical failure. You jabbed me a little too hard and I'm mad now. No.
Yeah. So you succeeded,
Captain. I must commend your composure. I've seen many captains of ships that would already be flying off the handle, but you seem to be not only sober, but in the clearest head I've seen in this circumstance. Seems like we have one of those new warbirds with the self shakedown.
Still the shakedown. So yeah, Captain, you're in perfect health.
Right.
Though your arm probably hurts where the doctor got a little bit rough with the blood sample.
What are you trying to do? Come on to me here. Come on. And then, so, just real quick. So what we have is science and engineering are now working together to figure out what's going on. And then we have basically things are going on with the ship that shouldn't be happening because nobody actually entered the command. So I think Baaj's first assumption will be, who here specializes in cyber warfare? And if there's anybody, like, in particular, even if there's just an NPC on the bridge. Because we need to check.
No, the NPCs on the bridge particularly specialize in that. So they kind of all look to each other, kind of nervous, not wanting to disappoint the captain.
Science and engineering. Find it in your tasks that you're taking up at the moment to check and see if any of our firewalls or our ship systems have had any blips lately. Because we were docked at DS9 recently. I would not be surprised if something or someone managed to find a backdoor in our firewalls and other security measures in our software components.
I have a focus in computers.
Perfect.
Well,
That
then
would
it's
apply.
Does Valkyris have any
You
focus
focus on that.
sensors?
Say that again, I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry too.
It cut out.
Oh, Tavana has a focus
according
on computers to check.
Okay.
Tavana, you should pick
so
that
three of you.
task up.
So three of you want to work on this problem, essentially. Okay, let's start with the engineering aspect of it. And we'll have you roll, since we're investigating, looking for something, let's do insight and engineering to investigate it from the engineering side. And then Valkyris and Tavana, if you want to work together on the science side, we have you both do rolls for that. Again, insight, and you can do con if you want to investigate it from the console, or science if you want to run like larger diagnostics.
Okay.
And all of these are going to require. So the engineering one will require 3 successes, and the science one will require 2.
Okay. Maybe I'll try that first because I do have I can RP it, but it's a talent called Follow My Lead. So if I succeed at a task during a perilous situation, I can then choose an ally to gain assistance for their next task. So I cannot imagine
Perfect.
what would be causing a brand new bird of prey to glitch out in this fashion. That is not really an area of expertise, but if it's something super obvious. So we said, what was that? Control and science?
Insight and science
Insight and science.
For,
Cool. Okay.
for Valkyris.
2 successes. Great.
Fantastic.
So,
So
Tavana, you'll
you
get
succeeded that.
assistance from me when you go.
And from the science end of things, you come up with a few possible explanations. One could be a faulty or defective logic processor in the computer, which seems somewhat unlikely with it being a brand new ship. There are also viruses that could cause this to happen, computer viruses, that is. And you do recall that there are some species of pests and parasites that can infect ships' computers or cause issues by consuming some of the material in the computer core. So that is a possibility. It could be something like that. So you're sort of presented with all these possibilities. And then Tavana, with that assistance, you can roll insight and con to sort of process all this information through diagnostics and see if you can narrow that down any.
And I get to use presence command to assist. So you'll get whatever that there is. So add 1 success from me.
All right. And this will also fall in line with one of her values, in that a warrior's mind must be as sharp as her Bat'leth.
Perfect.
As well as focus on computers. That's a total of 3 successes.
All right, so you'll gain 1 momentum from that to be back up at 4. And yeah, you're able to narrow it down. It doesn't seem to be a computer virus. It doesn't seem to be faulty equipment. It seems to be a physical, like, analog issue. And you're able
And I'll
to
relay
to
that
narrow it
information.
down.
And I'll relay that information to Dr. in engineering, that we have found that the computers and the sensors are working properly. It is a physical problem.
So
Now, I'm no
Shador.
biologist, but
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just about to say I'm no biologist, but I wouldn't be surprised if we wound up picking up something when we docked in Deep Space Nine.
So Jador,
Space station transmitted diseases.
Fair point. You'll get an extra die for this next task because of the success of Valkyris and Tavana. You now know for sure there's a physical problem on the ship, something to do with engineering, and you can now look to find what that problem might be. So let's do, again, insight and engineering. This one. And you'll need 3 successes. I think you might be muted. Still muted. I'm still getting no audio. Odd.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it
Wait.
me?
Sorry, everybody. We're figure out what's going on with the audio here. Let's hop over. While we're figuring that out, we'll hop over to the doctor. So, Doc, you just heard that there's a physical issue with the ship, something that's physically causing sensors and things like that to malfunction. Do you have any thoughts on that? Anything that you might look into immediately?
Captain, I think if it's a physical problem, we should probably check to see other parts of the ship that might be compromised. Probably a non-local attack here.
Yes, run a sensor sweep of the ship's internal systems to see if anything is amiss. Kolek.
Okay.
So to do that,
Doctor, while you're at it, it might not be a terrible idea to make sure that we get those vaccines that we picked up at the station distributed as quickly as possible.
That was the only physical
At your
thing we
order, of
brought in
course.
from the station, aside from ourselves in and out of it.
Yes.
Scan
You're
the
right.
ship.
okay. So to scan the ship, it's definitely going to be security for this one, I think. Well, I'll give you the option, actually. You can do security or you can do medicine, depending on what you're looking for. It will give you different information depending on which one you choose. And then again, I'm going to say insight for this to investigate.
I think I'll do a full ship scan and then sprint down to the med bay myself.
Okay. So it's going to be 2 successes for the scan. And did you want to use security or medicine for it?
I think security.
Okay.
There we go. Is that better?
Yeah, now we can hear you. So let's do the scan real quick, and we'll hop back over to Jador.
2 successes.
So you got your 2 successes. Fantastic. So you do the scan, and as you get the results, you can visibly tell that it glitches, and it shows about a dozen Borg on the ship. But because you succeeded and you're looking at security, you're pretty sure that this is incorrect information. So you're able to scan again, and it doesn't glitch this time. But you can tell that there are more life signs on the ship than there should be. You're not able to pinpoint where they are or tell exactly what it is, but there are definitely a couple dozen non-Klingon life signs somewhere on the ship.
Pound on it a couple times. Captain, I don't trust the readout from any of these sensors. I'm gonna have to see it with my own eyes. I'm gonna sprint out.
All right.
Okay.
As you're sprinting
Bye.
to med bay, we'll hop back over to engineering. So, Jador, what were you saying?
Jador is in the small access tunnels, trying to get a better look at the systems where they intersect. So she's like
Perfect.
in the small confined spaces inside the ship, and she's communicating with her team, checking other places in the ship. See what we can figure out, and it is insight and engineering, correct? Or insight. and-
Yes. You'll need 3 successes, and you currently are at 3 dice because of the assistance from Valkyris and Tavana.
Because I also have a talent called I Know My Ship. So if there's a problem, we will hopefully figure it out. Help me figure it out. So
Fantastic.
there we go. So that'll bring it to 4. And this is for focuses. This would it qualify for shipboard tactical systems and power systems?
Yeah, I think so.
Excellent. All right.
So yeah, go ahead and do 4 dice on this.
Ugh.
So 1 success and 1 crit fail. So you don't find a whole lot of information, and you kind of bang your head as you're going through the essentially Jeffrey's tubes equivalent on the warbird, or the bird of prey rather. So you've got a little bump on the back of your head, a little distracting. You're not able to find any evidence of what it was that did this, but you can see that some of the power conduits have been stripped of a particular type of metal, that causes them to be more conductive. So you've got like some splintered metal pieces here and there that are causing short circuits and signals to get crossed and things like that. And it looks like the casing's been chewed through.
Bridge. We might have a problem with this chip.
What?
I'm taking a look at the vital systems, and they appear to be chewed through.
We must find these creatures and we must eradicate them from the ship. Science, if you can locate and pinpoint each location of each should be on the ship life form, then we will beam them out.
All right.
At your orders, Captain, but if this is what I think it is, it's going to take a while.
What do you think it is?
I think I would know at this point. Tribbles! Dun dun dun!
You might. You've now confirmed one of your theories that it is a parasite or pest of some kind. Let's see if you can narrow it down. So let's go with science and reason.
All right.
And then we'll hop over to the doc, who's probably made it to the med bay by this point.
Oh, goodness.
Can I determine if it's Tribbles by the smell of the air?
No. If you can get
That's
5
so
successes, sure.
It's definitely baby
fail.
Klingons. 2 failures.
You are pretty positive. I mean, just like 99% sure that you just came from DS9, and that was a Cardassian station, and you found some notes somewhere that they had a problem with Cardassian voles on the station at one point, and they chew through cables and things. So you're pretty darn sure these are voles, and that's what the problem is. So let's hop over to. I'm assuming you report that to the captain right away.
Yes, and we'll conduct a thorough sweep of the ship and make sure that every stowaway is corralled and we can deal with them however you decide. And I'll just get on to working that.
So we'll come back to Valkris, trying to narrow things down with the sensors in a moment. And Aj, you've been given information that it's probably voles. So I'll let you think about how you want to handle that for a second. We're going to hop over to Kolek. You reach the infirmary or the med bay, and immediately you notice that the crates that had the vaccine in them, that the lid is off of one of them, and there's a couple of vials of the vaccine that are just shattered on the floor. And looks like one of the air ducts in the room, the little grate over it has been chewed through. About a fist-size hole. So you immediately notice the plinter.
All right, Bashir, what kind of mess did you pack in here for us? I want to get I want to pull off the grate and get a light and sort of shine in there.
Sure. Shine the light inside the air vent, and you don't see anything. It appears that whatever it was had time to get away. But you do hear there's just the faintest. You're not even quite sure if you actually heard it or not, but you think you hear the faintest sound of cooing. You're not quite sure what you heard, but it definitely sounded like an animal.
Relay to the bridge. We've got at least one animal in the air vents. I'm gonna check out, see if I have anything else in here.
Determine if you can narrow down any genetic patterns that would assist science in pinpointing the beasts. As in, like, pieces of hair, fur, like anything that you can just throw into an analyzer. That's kind of what she's asking you to do.
Signatures.
Yeah, if you want to take a closer look and see if you can locate any physical evidence, we can do a. I could see an argument of control or insight for this one, and imagine medicine is probably your highest discipline. So I'm going to say, go ahead and go with medicine.
Okay.
And you're going to need 3 successes for this. There's actually very little physical evidence there.
So I'm rolling. I'm rolling 2 dice. What I can spend momentum to get that up.
Absolutely. You currently have 4 available.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have an applicable focus, I'll give you an extra die.
No, not really. Okay. Forgive me. If I'm spending a momentum, do I do anything else, or do I just spend it?
Oh no, you just let me know how many momentum you'd like to spend, and then you get 1 extra die for each point that you spend. And again, you currently have 4.
Okay, so I'll spend 1.
And you can spend all 4 if you'd like. Not that I'm trying to get you to spend momentum or anything, so you won't have it later. I would never.
Aha! 3 successes.
Fantastic. You do find a tiny little piece of fur, just barely visible, and it's attached to the hole in the vent where, or the hole in the grating around the vent where it had slipped through. And you're able to pop it into an analyzer, and it gives you back some disturbing results. You look over at the display, and it pulls up a DNA pattern for a Tribble, but not just any Tribble. It's a previously unrecorded subspecies of Tribble. So you can tell that it's genetically different from what you're used to.
Medical to bridge. I need somebody, anybody, to confirm that I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. Please tell me I've got an error in my sensor systems in medical. Please tell me this is a glitch.
And I blend it. I tap into whatever he's looking at.
Yeah.
Negative. We have confirmed nothing is wrong with any of the sensors.
Yet.
Yeah. You're all able to confirm with the doctor what you see. That you do have Tribbles on board the ship. There are subspecies of Tribble that you're not familiar with. And Valkyris and Tavana, your efforts to pinpoint them were unsuccessful because the sensors have been damaged. Not irreparably, but to a point where it's hard to lock in on something so small.
You just...
Well, when I took this job to restore honor to my house, I didn't think that this is how I was going to do it. Let's just grit our teeth and get down to business and get these little things out of this ship. And they're just barely containing a torrent of vitriol.
Yeah. Tavana's already pulled the disruptor pistol, has her dagger between her teeth, and is like, let's do this.
I think when the information finally, you just hear over the comms just like echoey curses. It's like, we have to vent the ship. We can't have them on board the ship. Just flush all of them into deep space for all I care. Need them off.
With pleasure.
One of the oldest enemies of the House of Koloth is the Tribble. It is my father who first discovered them for our people, to be annoyed and vexed by them for over 100 years. We are going to kill them all. So yeah, she's very much like, this is like kind of an old family, like this is like one of those stories her dad used to tell her about, like being around Kirk and like the whole Tribble thing happening. And oh my gosh, so she's just right now, she's like, there's this weird like nostalgia, but at the same time there's like, I can't believe this is happening to me, you know? Like, so yeah, she's
And
going,
the whole bridge
she's
is
going
like,
to look
kapla!
Kapla! Yeah, exactly. She's going to look at everybody on the bridge. She's going to say to you, I need solutions now. I believe that Valkyris, you said something about venting them out. We would need to make sure all materials in ship are secured that will not fly out. But then again, if something isn't, we can always retrieve it again. However, what we need to do is we need to find a way to perhaps input these into personal hand tricorders, whatever the Klingon equivalent of a tricorder is. We need to get our personal scanners acclimated to scan for them, and perhaps have a party of security combined with other departments like engineering, since they know their way around so well, to pinpoint them and eradicate them and exterminate them if possible. And if that is not possible, we will vent them out of the ship. But for now, this will give us time to find out where they are, while other crews aboard, all other operations crews can be to secure any materials that need to be secured.
Can I reprogram the sensors to locate specifically that genetic DNA, ignoring all others?
We tried to do that, but the sensors are damaged.
The sensors are fried because they ate through the cables.
Oh.
Well,
I missed that part.
given that you have some genetic material now, you might be able to use that to help. So you can certainly try. It's going to be 4 successes for that, because they are tiny, but it is possible.
Can I
currently
help
have 3
you
moments,
out
but you can
with...
always... Yes, you absolutely can with your talent. And you can also always give me threats if you would like. The one where if you succeed, you can add that add a success to somebody else that's doing something. It was called.
Yeah, that's follow my lead. I was gonna just suggest doing studious, because my idea to help was, listen, if we cannot reprogram our technology to be able to eradicate these, we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. So I'm basically going to the drawing board, trying to figure out how do we just eradicate them without having to rely on...
Well, Bodge is also saying, like, get all hand terminals across ship to be able to scan for them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's what she was
And
suggesting.
so that's what
that way engineering and
I
security can start scanning for them, while engineering repairs, and at the same time, security and part of engineering can basically be combing through the ship.
Okay.
What Tavana is suggesting is that we take that signature that we have of their specific DNA, genetic trace, and not only do we program that into individual scanners, but we put that into the ship scanners and scan the ship as well to try and pinpoint that. And that's what Tavana is attempting to do with Valkyr's help.
Let's start with Valkyr's and Tavana then. So again, you'll need 4 successes, but we can do the assistance and stuff first to see if we can boost up the number of dice that you'll get. So Valkyr's, you wanted to look into just how to simply eradicate them, which is a good idea. How did you want to assist Tavana in locating them?
Well, knowing how to eradicate them would imply that I know where they like to hide, so that we can seek them out where they are at their most, and pulverize them into nothingness. So that is how I would like to help, finding out where it is likely they would be hiding, so that we know, hey, we need to work the sensors around this.
Fantastic. That'll be presence and science. And it looks like we just smashed the retweet goal, so I believe that means you all get a boon.
Very nice.
I will consider how how to use that unless you have a specific way that you would like that boon to be applied. In which case, I am open to suggestions.
So I'm using
have
my
an idea.
studious abilities to do that, but I would also like to use my focus because I am very composed. So even though the mere idea of parasites destroying our beautiful new ship, the Ashwan, is distressing to me, I'm able to keep my cool about it. Here we go.
I'll go for that.
Don't let me
So
down,
thanks
dice
to you,
roller.
Zing Max workout for that raid, 14 party raid. Thank you so much. You think you remember
Nope.
reading somewhere that they liked dark spaces, but you're really not sure.
No, all of space is dark, and besides, I'm an archaeologist. I don't do biological beings. They like dark spaces. This is... Composure's gone. They
Well,
like
not
dark
live
spaces.
biological things.
So yeah, Tavana, you need 4 successes to pinpoint these things.
But you
You've
get
got
a
3
bonus
momentum,
die from my
always.
failure.
Real quick,
Okay.
before
Hey.
that happens,
Mm-hmm.
I do have an ability as a captain, which if somebody fails something like that, I can look at her and just say, "Try that again, Chris." She basically gets to re-roll, but she won't get the bonus die. She'll only get to re-roll 2 die. Or 1 die, pardon me. She'll
Okay.
get to re-roll 1 of her die. So she could possibly get a new success out of what just happened.
That's true.
And add it to her
So
1.
me reroll 1 die.
Yes. You're basically
Alright,
re-rolling
I'm just
one of the
gonna
zeros.
add that onto the thing. They are going to roll again. Okay, that's
And I only
1.
get to use that once per scene. So now she's left with whatever she needs.
Okay,
There you
so
go.
that's 2 successes then. So with 2 successes with what you're trying to do, yeah, you are able to figure out that they do, for sure, tend to congregate towards dark, warm spaces, at least this particular kind of tribble, just by looking at the genetic data and how it might differ from the standard tribble. So now, Chris, they're able to determine that the power conduits around the ship would be ideal for these. So that's probably where they're being attracted to.
That would explain
but
they
also-
chewed through cables.
So engineering is probably going to be a focal point where they're heading, as well as the power conduits throughout the ship.
I'm going to let Jadur know that and say, now I may not be very good at figuring out what it is that they don't need to eat, but I will help you catch them to the best of my ability.
Good. Because I hope you like dark spaces, because that's where we're going to have to take this to. Anybody that can go into the access points, do it, because we're going to have to reinforce and block off all access to these little creatures. Any space that they can fit through must be blocked off.
Turn down the AC
Understood.
throughout the ship, except wherever engineering wishes it to be warm.
Okay, so make a little trap that way. That's good thinking. So, Valkris, you succeeded. So the follow my lead, I believe, would apply here as you said that talent. So that should give Tavana an extra die.
Correct.
So that currently
So
puts
have
you,
an
I
X-
believe, at 3.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I have 3 dice. If no one objects, I will spend a momentum. Make it 4.
Okay, so that's
And
4 dice, 4 successes.
what am I rolling?
So this is going to be we're trying to pinpoint. So to let you use con or security for the discipline. And let's do insight for the attribute.
Okay. One other thing. Am I attempting a contest that has increased in difficulty due to environmental conditions or damage to the engines?
It's not damage to the engine, but I could see an argument for environmental conditions because Tribbles have made your sensors less effective.
I have a talent that allows me to push the limits and reduce the difficulty by 1.
Okay, so you'll need 3 successes.
All right. Here we go.
Nice! You got
Yes.
4, so you get momentum back. So put you back 3 momentum. And yeah, you are able to pinpoint where the Tribbles are. Now, they're still too small to get a lock on each individual one, but you're able to tell where pockets are on the station. So
Tavana just shoots Valkyris a look that is full of yes.
Perfect. So you're able to much more effectively direct the search by the people going in manually to grab these things. It just made their job 10 times easier. So huge success there. Let's hop back over to Jador. You're now getting data from the bridge on where exactly these things are. And there's pockets in the energy conduits, mostly around the med bay for now, but they're able to track a pretty big group of them moving directly towards engineering, towards the warp core, following the energy conduit. You're starting to see lights flicker. There's more malfunctions happening as this sort of horde, if you will, of Tribbles is eating their way towards engineering. How would you like to address that?
Oh, she sees that. Like, of course. She's gonna put. She's gonna have comms to Cleric. Information on those things, right? Correct.
A bit. They've never been seen before, but we're getting some details now.
Any information on their electrical tolerances to electricity or heat?
It's a good idea. Let me see what I can figure out here.
All right. How would you like to go about figuring that out?
I think it's the thing of starting with the known, going through the information about what we already know about the species, and then checking sort of close relatives to see if there's anything else that they might have, evolutionarily branched into. Checking the whole family.
Okay. We'll do another 3 success task with reason and medicine or science. Either one on that.
Okay. And what do we have for momentum?
Currently, you are at 3.
Okay. Should I spend one, y'all?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
It's there to be used. Go for it.
We need to
Exactly.
figure out
Yeah,
anything for these creatures.
And as a reminder, like when you run out of momentum, you can also give me threat, which is basically giving me momentum, which is not as bad as it sounds. So that's always an option. So if you're worried about not having momentum and being stuck in a bad spot because you can't get extra dice, that's always an option. So if you get to 0 momentum, it's not that bad.
Cool. So I got either 3 successes going through the known DNA structure and then doing some, artificial evolution to see what else might be out there.
Fantastic. You guys are killing it. So, yeah, you're able to create an effective model of how this type of tribble might vary from the main species that you're familiar with. And what the computer model ends up telling you is that these are more aggressive, and obviously they've developed a taste for the particular type of material that birds of prey use as a conductor in their energy conduits.
Good news, Shador.
Yeah.
Yes, what is?
The model also tells you that they reproduce as much, if not more, quickly than the standard tribble, and that while regular tribbles won't attack other living beings usually, these might. Not that they do a whole lot of damage, but they might bite you if you pick them up.
I would like to see them do anything other than quiver in fear.
They're a bit more aggressive and a bit more dangerous than standard variety tribble, but also they've been chewing on our conductors all day, so their digestive system is probably full of metal, and if you fry one, you can probably fry them all.
Oh, good. So one little bit of good news that we've had. Bridge. I may have an idea. Get rid of these. If they like our power cable conductors as much, why don't we give it to them as much as possible? And I can isolate the amount of... We can isolate a power grid where they're at. Bring them to one place. And then just send a surge.
That is an excellent
And that should
plan.
hopefully get rid of them.
Then what you need to do is, you know now that they are attracted to warm spaces, so perhaps we should power down areas of the ship that they are not in to funnel them toward a specific area you would like them to be in. Engineering, I leave this to your discretion and your what's the word? Intelligence, whatever. But in the meantime, communications, which, none of y'all are comms, but we'll just pretend I'm just telling this to a person on the bridge. Communications, I need to have contact with DS9 and soon. And the security, I will need you to find footage of who exactly brought that aboard our ship. And who else interacted with that package.
Tavana will hit the con. I will raise them DS9 for you.
But first, let me see the footage, so I can send it to DS9.
Pull that up. Send it to you. Monitor.
From our tour of the ship, Kolek knows where some of the extra power cables are stored, and he comes with a big spool, rolling it down towards where everyone is gathered, and making a big spaghetti dinner of excess cable to lure them into our trap.
As long as we make sure that we're getting them in a location big enough to fry a sizable portion, should work out just fine.
Yeah, I think what Jador is planning is taking active cable and kind of wrapping it around, just coils and coils of this conductor, and just create a bug zapper, basically.
Okay, so Tesla coil the Tribbles, almost.
Yes. And
but
I think
much
she will
smaller
be on
time.
she'll be on comms and just say that this is just, you might want to warn the crew that to get their hazmat suits ready, we might need to take down more systems than is comfortable.
That is
engineering.
We'll alert science.
And she does a ship-wide comm playing that to the entire crew. And then, again, she asks security to pull up footage of who brought aboard that delivery, and then and who all interacted with it in medical before the doctor did. And then, of course, she will want, once she has that, she'll want to comm to DS9.
Okay. Also, quick thank you to Roller300 for that donation.
Yay!
I did not see if that was for a bane or a boon. So just let me know, and we'll address that.
Oh no!
Oh, here we go. Bane. Tribbles
No.
evolve. Thank you.
No. Roller.
Wait, what? The Tribbles what?
Tribbles do evolve. Thank you.
Okay. Dang it.
As a scientist, I have to say, this is truly alarming, since evolution is a process which normally occurs over the span of millennia. Meanwhile, we've been at this infestation for only 90 minutes or so.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what radiation and fields wormholes have, so, who knows with these things.
I know they increase your sprint times.
Life finds a way, for sure. Life,
Maybe I'll get a knife heart.
Finds a way, yeah. All right, so addressing a few things that you
I blame
wanted to
the
try
icons in the wall.
So, real quickly, you wanted to contact DS9. As you try to do so,
after seeing security footage.
Yes. So you did get the security footage. That's not been damaged or anything like
it's
that.
just there.
You see just generic technician wheeling the supplies on board, and then one of the medical staff from your ship moving that into the med bay. There doesn't seem to be anything nefarious about it. They don't look suspicious or anything like that. But as you're going back through the med bay footage, you do see the Tribble come out of the box and start eating through the vent. So you're able to confirm that. Now, originally, I was going to have DS9 be unavailable, not answering your call, but because we didn't have that boon from earlier, I'm going to go ahead and use that here for all of you to say that you do get through. It's very staticky. The vid feed is very warped and kind of fades in and out, and you hear a technician yelling kind of loudly because the microphone is not picking them up very well. And they say, "Yeah, sorry, we're having some issues. You might want to check. You took on cargo. You might want to check your ship. They're like static and garbled noises. Having trouble with Tribbles. They eat power conduits. We're working on a solution."
All right. You've already told me things I already know. What I can tell you is you need to get them at dark warm spaces, and you can electrocute them. Take care of it. And don't ever call me again with information I already knew. Wait, I called you. Never mind. Bye. It's like strong bad when I do Vaj voice. Hey,
Petition to change the captain's log to emails.
I got an email today. It is from a Ferengi. Hi.
Oh my god. So the useful bit of information you got from that is confirmation that those Tribbles are there. Also that it's affecting the station as well.
Sabotage
So,
there. At least it was a
Yeah.
Starfleet sabotage. Yeah, like it's somebody probably sabotaged all of us, or something happened. So we'll find all that out later once they're back up and we're back up. But yeah,
I blame the Ferengi.
It was. Yeah. Well,
You always
something
pick
got on the
something
ship.
up in
Yeah.
one of their bars.
Mhm.
Some type
Mhm.
of infestation,
Also,
infection.
they're also working on a solution, so that you may get further transmissions from them with useful information as you go along.
Yeah. Yeah, because she goes ahead and makes sure that like sends another comm out, but it's more of like a text-based comm, right? And just forwards them everything that we have on it so far, in case they were missing any pieces, and if they can receive it. And it may take, I imagine with something like that, there might, especially at distance, there's probably a delay. So she makes sure that we send all of our scientific information on it so far to DS9 if that assists them in any way.
I wonder if they
you get a very appreciative message back. So they do confirm that they receive it. And it essentially just says stand by for more information. So I believe it was the doctor that had the coiled up cable. You were wanting to use
Yeah,
that
we
as
were working
like
on that together.
a bug zapper type deal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're welcome to try to do this yourself, or you could ask for somebody, say in engineering, to do this for you. Make a let's do control and an engineering check to put this trap together effectively. That's going to be I call this 3 successes. It's a very improvised solution.
Should I assist Jadur making that roll?
Sure.
Excellent. All right, we're in engineering, and I guess that time going over, those repairs in the first session are coming in handy. So you're good help on this. So yep. I don't have anything for that. So just engineering and in control, correct?
Engineering and control, correct.
Okay. Can I use the focus in power systems to help this thing?
Um,
Because it's going to be hooking up into the
Yeah. It's a little bit of a stretch for this particular application, but Shador is pretty smart, so I'm going to say yeah, go for it.
All right. And then I will use a momentum as well.
All right, which will drop you down to 1 left.
Okay. So how many dice is with the assistance and the...
So that'd be 4 dice.
4 dice.
4 total.
Okay.
And then Kolek is going to need to roll to 120 to add a potential success, right?
Okay.
I believe that's how that works.
Okay, and the target is 3, right?
3 successes is your target.
Okay. Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, no one involved in this is named Valkyris, so this shouldn't be too difficult.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you got 1, 2,
4.
4 successes there, one with a critical and 1 crit fail, and then extra success there. So yeah, you are fully able to succeed. I believe that also gets you a momentum back with all that help. Yeah, you're fully able to succeed. Get this trap set up perfectly. And thanks to the coordination from Tavana, letting you know where this horde of Tribbles is coming from, and the direction of Aj, and all the concerted effort, you see these things come like just barreling out of the whatever the Klingon equivalent of a Jeffries tube is, and just run furlong into this trap. There's sparks, there's the smell of burning fur, it smells awful. There's electricity arcing around from Tribble to Tribble. And you see that it looks to be mostly effective, but out of that group of, say, 24, There's about 3 of them that seem okay. They don't. They're a little singed, but they seem to have resisted. Could say they evolved rather rapidly to resist the electricity. And they start scampering towards another air vent.
Nope.
Aj,
Nope.
with Starfleet, you'll have a chance to stop them. But Aj, from your time in Starfleet, you might remember mentions of Q. That sometimes a strange entity would mess around with the laws of physics and the universe and reality, and cause things that shouldn't happen to happen. So you might be able to discuss that with Valkyris and determine that these things evolved way, way faster than they should have. So maybe there's some sort of outside influence causing that.
And this is just an off-a-side thing. Can I roll a 1d100 to determine if I've ever had a direct Q interaction?
Sure. Let's say on a.
I mean, like a 90 or above, maybe. I get it.
I was going to say, if you get a 1 through a 10,
Okay,
anything
so
10 or
it's the
below,
same.
you have. I like that.
That's what I do in D&D for divine interaction. Like, if okay, you made a prayer, like, let's see if it works, and the highest means 91.
No.
It would have worked with mine, determined. But
Yeah,
No,
you've not had a
cool.
direct
I
interaction
didn't know.
with a Q, but
Okay.
I'll say that you did find one of the logs from the Enterprise D
Yeah.
on their interactions, and you found it fascinating and read through it. So you're familiar with Q and how they work, and you know that it's
Based on
possible.
how-
It's possible they could be influencing this.
Well, if it
If that is the
Q.
case, may I request that the last 3 that escaped the frying trap be kept for study under lock and key, because if something is truly causing them to evolve this quickly, we need to understand what it is, we need to seek out the source, and we need to eradicate it.
Only if it is not an outside force. But for now, what I do know is if this is a Q, based on what I have read of the Picard, I'm supposed to fold my arms and just say, Q, stop this!
As you do, there's an
That I
awkward
can do.
silence on the bridge. The rest of the bridge officers are looking at you quite concerned, but nothing
Well,
happens.
I tried. I guess he's not like
think-
those. He doesn't get summoned.
What was it? Jador takes out her Tog dagger and says, I'll be in the tube, see if I can get a few of them.
Excellent.
All right.
Let's do it.
Did anybody want to try to capture those 3 that were scrambling away?
Yeah,
I want to eat
Kill
one.
them.
Mm-hmm.
Kill them.
yes. We will
Savannah,
I will keep one of
Contacting
them.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say I want to keep one of them alive, if possible, for scientific study, because incuriousness is despicable. However, there is one thing even more despicable than that, and that is yet another infestation and having to clean all of this up again. So, if it seems
All
like
right.
it's going to get away, we'll just kill it, but
I've got a sedative that I think
you
should
must know
work.
yourself and your enemy.
Okay. For Valkyris, we have you roll control and security to try to capture it, to grab it, and then whoever's
Okay.
trying to kill the other 2, let's go with daring and security to leap in there and stab at them.
So can someone remind me again if I am using a value in pursuit of a roll, what does that give me?
Oh,
Or is that just for funsies?
Oh.
I'm trying to remember what
Okay,
it does
you
now.
have
It
No,
gives you
the values.
determination.
That's what it is.
Determination. Okay.
It's
I
kind of
haven't run into a whole lot of
I'll
that
look it
in
up.
the past.
I'll look it up. I'll find it while we.
No
while you
worries.
go.
I'm gonna roll the 2 for starters.
There you go.
I do know it gives you determination, though, so definitely mark that down.
Okay, I took a point of that, and I gained a single success.
Okay. So, I
Honor is
apologize.
not the
I didn't
only
tell you
thing
how
I
many
lost.
successes it was going to take. They don't. They move much faster than regular Tribbles, but regular Tribbles, I mean, they're almost stationary, so that's not saying a lot. So it probably takes you a little bit by surprise. Probably bites you on the finger when you pick it up the first time, which might hurt a little bit, but not the most graceful job, but you capture it.
Okay.
For those wanting to stab them, it's also just going to be 1 success.
All right.
Their combat is not their strong suit.
And what are we
Where's
using
Mad?
to that?
So it's daring and security.
We're eating her ship. And I have a focus in blade, so yeah, come on, little Tribbles.
Yeah, that'll add an extra die to make these things die, hopefully.
Oof.
Yeah, 1 success. You managed to skewer one of them on your dagger. It makes the saddest little cute, mule noise, and then shudders and shakes. And if you were a human, you'd probably feel really awful about it. But you're not. You're a Klingon, so you're feeling rather victorious as you slay this little evolved Tribble. There's one
Strategy
left. Everybody else going after that one.
Would strategy or tactics help me with killing this thing as a focus?
Tactics might.
Never hurts to ask.
You just need
Can
the
we
1 success.
outsmart the Tribble?
Yes, we can. That is sliced,
Wow.
diced. I make sushi of this thing.
Oh my goodness.
And then I
So that
present
puts
it
you
to
up full
Valkyris.
momentum now. For momentum now from that. And yeah, same thing. It just the saddest little, whimpering sound as it dies.
Shall I
Make
have
me
the
a
cook
delicious
prepare this
treat
for you?
tonight.
I will take this to the cook and have them prepare it.
By all means.
Can I try and sedate
okay.
the one that Valkyris has?
Absolutely. That's going to be control and medicine for this one.
I think I want to use my crit for this
Nice.
Okay.
and just knock it out if I can do that.
Yeah. Oh, and the retreat goal got smashed again, so another Bane time.
Oh no!
No! I love you, but why?
But it doesn't
And
happen
the
right this
crit,
second,
like-
so
Is the crit just an auto success on that?
basically, yeah. You automatically succeed, and I'm going to give you a little bit extra because you used a crit. So use it on this, and you knock it out. It gets knocked out within about 10 seconds of being injected with stuff. And from that, you're able to determine the most effective sedative or tranquilizer for these Tribbles, which will come handy if you decide to try to use tranquilizer as an effective deterrent for these things. So the one that you used, it does take about 10 seconds to kick in. So there's a little bit of a delay between ingestion and or injection and then passing out. but you're able to determine that this should last about 6 hours before the Tribble starts to wake up again.
Because the science officer wants to know, did you feed it the sedative or did you inject it? Because we can't A/B test the universe, but Valkyris is going to A/B test this Tribble for the rest of its fuzzy little life.
Yeah, it's an injection on this one.
Okay. Thank you.
So you find some very useful information out there. Tavana and Baaj, you both get the message over the comm from DS9. Again, it's pretty staticky, but they do mention that they've been having some success with reversing the polarity in the power systems, and adding in some sort of techno babble into the power stream. We'll
They reverse
use
the
classic,
polarity of the power systems and ionize the things.
Yeah.
There you go. I tried.
They reverse the polarity and ionize the Odeon conduits, and that seems to weaken and poison the Tribbles a bit, making them easier to.
Sure, we could have done it that
I-
way, but this was a lot more fun.
I immediately contact. I contact everybody else. Basically, everyone, senior staff. I have received this comm from DS9. You need to reverse the polarity of the power conduits and ionize the odium or whatever it was called. DS9 has had success.
Yes. Well, we have already taken care of the problem, it seems. So, in case it happens again, that's good to know. Also, I may have a suggestion for the science officer. Take care if that thing's still alive. If there's any objections, we put that in the airlock, and then you can examine it there. In case it gets out, we can just vent it into space. I don't want
Or
another
do
one of
we
these things crawling in my ship.
Hopefully, Captain,
Affirmative,
that
we
will
can
be the
make
last
that happen.
time. Hopefully, that will be the last
them
time
off
you
my
make the
ship.
embarrassing mistake of thinking that DS9 solved a problem before we could.
I'm not embarrassed. How dare you?
I would say that we solved the problem before they did. Ours are already dead.
I was simply calling them to determine if they had done something. But who cares? For now, get them off the ship. You have very little time before they begin their reproduction cycles, I'm sure. They're born pregnant.
Oh yeah. So
And Valkyris will take the one remaining Q Tribble to the airlock to get as much study in as they possibly can before it is time to yeet the Tribble into the abyss.
that's fantastic. I should note, so the thing that you destroyed was the biggest horde of them. There are still pockets around the ship. You just took out the bulk of them. So do keep that in mind. There are more.
Do the thing.
Yeah, you're able to put it into the airlock and start studying it from there. Also, J'adore, you're able to initiate those suggestions from DS9 without any incident, and it does seem to significantly slow the progress of the other Tribbles as they are moving through the energy conduits. And your crew as a whole, your other NPC crew are making some headway at getting rid of them. So for the moment, you are winning.
Savannah does have a background in engineering as well, and so will do everything she can to assist J'adore in getting these traps set up.
Fantastic. So yeah, with Tamana's assistance, you're actually you're soundly winning the battle against their reproductive timers. Now, Valkris, you have this thing isolated, and Kolek, you know how to effectively keep it sedated and run medical tests on it. Collectively, how do the two of you want to examine this, and what are you hoping to find out?
I'm hoping to find out what happened that caused it to, as I said before, speed up the process of millennia and perhaps gain some insight into the origin of that very quick adaptation. As well as... Okay, so as well as look for any possible weaknesses in its biology, which I am not a biologist, so we'll see how this goes. This is why you don't send an archaeologist to study things that are alive. I do the dead stuff. And then I would also like to see if I find any bits of it that might be tasty.
Okay. Fantastic.
Oh wait, never mind. Scratch the last part of that because I remembered something and we're not doing that.
Okay. Yes, that's a fair point. I'm trying to think of what I have you.
I'm taking copious notes and overblowing the capacities of this never-before seen species so that it will look good in the stories they tell about us defeating it.
Mm-hmm. The super scary teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's do. I will let you choose insight or reason, and science to try to figure out why these things are so evolved. And let me know which one you choose, because that will actually determine the difficulty as well.
I would like to go reason and science.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with reason and science, trying to logic this thing out, essentially, this is going to be a difficulty of 4.
Oh Lord! All right.
Kolek, as you're taking notes, would you like to assist by doing a 1d20 roll with those same stats to see if you can add a success to it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, essentially, there's 1 extra dice there from Kolek. How would you,
forgive me, what was the attribute and discipline?
Reason and science. You're trying to
Reason
logic out what's going on here. You
Let me
have
roll
4
that
momentum
for you.
available. You need 4 successes total. No help from the doctor.
No help.
All right. Well, I do have a point of determination. Does that help me in this situation, or is it just really cool to be determined?
I'm trying to remember. I can look this up very quickly. I believe.
Because if not, the only other thing that I could use is maybe studious as a talent to give myself an extra die, since I am quite literally studying the creature. But that's all I got.
Will apply.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember, because I don't believe.
And we do have momentum.
We still have momentum. Okay, I will use a point of it then and bump myself up to 4 dice because Lord knows Valkris needs that.
Don't forget about your focus.
Oh, wow.
When they fly.
Exactly.
Hey,
oh, wait, no. No, but I had my focuses used. Hold on. We're going to do that again. I got 3. All right, that's fine. I had the wrong thing toggled on the sheet. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you'd like, you could. I'll let you spend. We'll do twice the cost. So I'll let you spend 2 more momentum points if you want to add an extra die into that and give it one more try.
People okay with it if I do that? They must be defeated at all costs. All right,
Where are you
let's go.
physically? Because I could assist too.
In the airlock, so that if it gets out, we can just space it.
Oh yeah, she's not nearby, so she can't assist.
Yeah, I figured. That's okay. This is kind of a science thing. You've got more important
here we
things
go.
to worry about on this ship.
So actually, you can use that determination if you'd rather, or you can use the 2 points of momentum to reroll 1 die. So the determination, you can get an automatic success on 1 die.
Yeah, let's use the determination because that is a me thing and momentum is more of a shared thing. All right, so that will make it 4 successes.
Actually.
Oh, sweet. So 5 successes.
Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah, so that'll put you back up to 4 momentum, if I did my math correctly there. And yeah, so you are able to determine that, yeah, these have definitely had their evolutionary clocks cranked up. There is literally no scientific explanation as to what this would be. It defies the laws of nature. So either this is a miracle tribble or some supernatural force, such as a Q, is influencing this. You're also able to determine that the sped up evolution essentially kind of started after they were on the ship. So the weird subspecies thing seems a little bit more normal, but the fact that it's like didn't die when you electrocuted it, that
Right.
is the unnatural part.
Something that is not inherent to this creature's normal abilities. All right, gonna take copious notes and mark locations for further study. Kolek, is there anything that you wanted to find out from this? Because I don't really want to bring it back inside the ship, but at the same time, I am extremely curious as to what it is that's altering this physiology so fundamentally quickly.
I've taken all the notes I needed on the creature, and now we've moved on to taking notes about your great work and noble, determined analysis of this monstrous, fiendish, never before seen life form.
Well, thank you. Don't overblow it too much. It is only a small thing, and soon it will be an insignificant speck floating in the void.
All right, so you flushed out the airlock then?
Whee!
All right, so as somebody in chat put it, where was it? Tribble yeet. Yeet the tribble out into space. Yeet the tribble out into space. It dies. And you're able to report that to the captain. I assume that would be something that you would report rather immediately, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Raj, you have new information.
Munech!
I believe in the Federation, they say. It's life, Jim, but not as we know it. Well, Captain, it's a tribble, but not as we know it.
Are they all off the ship?
At least of the first main horde that you were able to reduce. I don't know what's happened with the rest of the swarms, but the majority, I believe, are cleared out, yes.
Engineering, will you implement the successful plan, or the thing that I told you earlier that DS9 was doing? We need to eradicate them immediately before they reproduce. We do not want to end up like that star base that my father so many years ago met the first Tribble.
Of course, we have the team working on them right now. Also, we have begun repairs on power. Those should be operational fairly.
Science, continue to monitor the situation. as needed. I need to know the moment that they are all dead. Because I want them all dead or gone. I will not put up with them.
Volgris will keep an eye on that and also ready to record any strange mutations that they happen to exhibit, because they're certain this is not the last we're going to see of weird mutations on this ship. Just a funny feeling about that.
Have we
Oddly enough,
determined
that you would say that?
Oh,
In the middle of that sentence that you were about to say there, Baj, you hear a voice. All of you hear a voice on the bridge. It goes, "Well, I've greatly underestimated you all. You're much smarter than that pea-brain Worf. That makes it not as much fun. And I like fun. Let's see how you handle this." And
Is there
voice
anyone
goes
there
away.
to point a pistol out?
is the voice
Sorry,
hot?
my audio cut out. A little bit, yeah. Sounds oddly like the Earth actor John DeLance.
He's pretty hot.
Sorry, what was that, Tabata? My audio cut out a little bit while you were speaking.
I was wondering if there was anybody that she could shoot at.
No, there was no physical presence there on the bridge. Thanks, Charlie. I tried. So at that moment, there's no physical presence that you could shoot at on the bridge, but the rest of your crew probably frantically reporting in that the last dozen or so of the Tribbles have moved out of the energy conduits into the corridors of the ship and suddenly grow to the height of a little bit taller than your average Klingon. They kind of look like a giant homicidal cousin It. Is about the best analysis or analogy I can give.
Sound like that too?
It's like that if you lowered the octave like 3, so it's like.
So on, yeah. So
We
I guess
will
on the
feast for
comms,
days on them.
Yeah,
So
they're a little bit more humanoid shaped, though there's not really arms. It's just sort of this like hairy blob. But they do have tusks and a mouth. You can see these glowing red eyes underneath some of that fur, and they're starting to attack your crew. How would you like to handle
I would
this?
like to draw my Bat'leth and engage the Tribbles in combat, because not
she's
today,
literally-
not on this ship.
Yep.
Yeah,
Tavana's
everybody-
the same.
Everyone,
Or
arm
you
your
guys are
weapons.
Tog
You can
already.
find a triple kill.
Fantastic. So just before we hop into our combat order here, I want to confirm where everyone is. And you are free to determine where you are. So Aj and Tavana, I'm pretty sure you're on the bridge, right?
Yeah.
I had also
Yeah,
just been speaking with the captain, so Volgris is on the bridge as well.
Okay.
Or at least near at the very
Cole,
least. Yeah.
where are you?
I followed Valkyris.
Toward
Okay.
mostly back at the
And then
bridge.
Jador, I assumed you were in engineering, but you don't have to be. You could have gone up to the bridge if you would like.
yeah, I think she's emerging out of like one of the tunnels when she got the information that she still has her dagger out with the blow.
The Fierce Five.
All right. So again, my audio was cut out a little bit there, but it sounded like the corridor outside the bridge. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So there's about 6 right outside the bridge in the corridors. The other 6 are scattered throughout the ship, and your crew are handling those. So you've got 6 of these Sasquatch Tribbles that are getting ready to charge at you. So we're going to start with... by the way, this was that Bane that I got from the tweet. I forgot to mention that. So your bane is you get Q. So let's start with the crew. There's 6 of these things in the corridor. Who wants to act first?
I will, because I lead by example.
All right.
And I have a focus,
Go ahead,
so when
and,
I make my attack roll, I have a focus in melee combat. So I am very good at Bat'leths. And when she pulls her Bat'leth out, it's different because like she has like the normal Bat'leth like anybody else, but hers has this like almost like a peal of lightning. It looks like that's across it, like it's been broken before, right? Like it looks like it's been put back together. It's been very mangled in its past. But the thing is, she pulls it apart, and it becomes like it's 2 pieces now. And like basically there's a rod, which actually isn't a rod, it's a knife that goes between the 2 to sort of for stability, but basically she pulls it apart and it's Bat'leth broken in half into a dual wield weapon now. So that's all. It's just
Awesome.
so it's just a little weird for a Bat'leth. Yeah, I will tell you the story of this later. But she goes ahead and she's going to make her attack roll. And I'm sorry, I interrupted you when you were trying to tell me what to use to attack. What roll?
No, you're totally fine. That is amazing. I had forgotten about your custom Bat'leth until just now. As soon as you started talking, I was like, oh yeah, that's right, you got the really cool Bat'leth.
Yeah.
So, given that you're leading by example and you're charging in, I'm going to say this is probably a daring attribute here. And it's going to be daring and security.
Right. And then I'm going to again apply my focus for melee. And here we go. Let's make a roll. This is like the first roll I've done today, so I'm like, oh, I get to do a roll, guys. Can I roll the dice now? Where's the thing? There it is. How did I do? Okay, 2 successes.
And I am just trying to remember. I know it's
you can roll opposed. It's opposed roll, so you can roll another 2d20 to see if basically it dodged. And it did.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. It did not dodge. So you were able to hit this thing, and you would inflict
Now I roll
a
damage.
pretty good amount of damage with this really cool dual wield.
That did pretty good.
Yeah. That's pretty good. You inflicted quite a bit of damage on this thing.
That's 2, 4, 6, 8. I think that's either like I can't tell if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that's 5 or if that's 9. I can't remember if the deltas count as 2. I'll look it up.
I believe.
I think they're
the
1.
delta shots count.
Oh, because they have 2 things on them. Vicious 1 and Opportunity 1. See, I think you're right. They do count as 2 damage. So it basically just it took
Correct.
damage. Yeah.
Let's see. So that's. Yeah, I'm gonna say this thing is. It's looking pretty bloodied and significantly injured. It's still standing. It's still growling at you, but you inflicted a serious amount of damage on this thing. And with that, you do have 4 momentum. So if one of you would like to spend 1 to keep the turn on,
I would have to
your
spend
side.
it. So I'm gonna spend it. Yeah, I'm gonna spend it for whoever's next to keep it for now.
All right.
I was gonna say I would be happy to go since I had already drawn the Bat'leth and was like, no, not today.
Yeah, you're perfect. Definitely. So I spend it to give it to you now.
I'm a very rage-filled scientist. So what are we rolling here? Daring and security?
Yes. You could do daring and security, I think, for this, at least for the opening attack, yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.
Especially since you're all going in melee. So far.
Yeah, because control would be more about like if you're using. Ooh.
Ooh.
All
Crit
right.
fail. So that's a
I guess I'll be in the airlock. Call me if you need me.
My toe.
Well, my house's
yeah,
honor is
yes,
totally screwed. I'm gonna get killed by a Sasquatch Tribble.
Go ahead and make that roll a second time for your attack. And
Okay.
Baj, if you could, give me a fitness and security roll to see if you can notice what's going on. You're battling fast enough.
I got zeros.
Nope. So, Valkris, in your enthusiasm to try to help the captain,
You stab my butt.
you don't notice one of the dead triples in the corridor, and you step on it as you're charging in, and you basically tackle the captain. So you're both going to take one stress from that, as your armor and Bat'leth and sharp edges nick and cut here and there, as it takes you a second to remove yourselves from each other and catch your balance again.
It's like getting out of bed and stepping on the cat in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Get off from under my feet.
About that
Sorry,
equivalent to
sorry,
scratches. So, Valkris, would you like to spend the momentum to hold the turn order again, or let me have a crack at attacking?
Please, somebody else go. I'm spending momentum to keep it on the crew. Please
All
forgive
right.
us.
Could Tavana, seeing what happened to Valkyrie, step in to attack?
Absolutely. So you saw them run into the captain. There was a little bit of shuffling as they tried to right themselves, and you are now able to step in.
All right. So daring plus security. And I have a value. I'm going to add a can I use one of my determination in this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So that gives me an
so-
extra dice, correct?
I just had up, and now I've lost it by looking up other rules. I know that you could use it to have an auto success, so one of them be a 1. And I believe the other option was to completely re-roll, if you would like.
To do.
There was a third option, but I can't recall what it was now off the top of my head.
I'll go ahead and use. I'll go ahead and use it to take an automatic success on one of the dice.
So
By the way,
then
there is a
automatic-
table for momentum spins in Discord
Okay.
for combat.
That will give me 2 successes.
Perfect. 3 actually. One of them is automatically a
3.
1.
Well, no, I have.
So yeah,
The Targs are joining the battle. Come, Targs, to attack!
yeah. that is
The
a sound
target
hit,
smelling
so-
dinner being delivered.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll for damage on that.
And to roll damage, it's the on the sheet. It's just the star symbol next to.
I believe so.
Is that it?
Yeah. So that's going to be
Okay.
3 damage. Not quite
Yep.
as devastating as the captain's blow, but you still inflict a significant amount of damage. Were you going after the same one that the captain and Valkris were attacking, or one of the other 5?
I was going after the same one that Valkris and the captain were attacking, hoping to keep it from taking advantage of the misstep and drawing its attention away from them to focus onto me.
Okay. Given how many vicious blows it's taken, I'm going to say that it kind of bleeds out the rest of the stress that it had, and it flops over dead. So you've taken out 1 of the 6. There are 5 left. All right. So, unless you'd like to spend another momentum, the turn will go over to me. You currently have 2 momentum.
Unless there's an objection from the other 2, I'd like to go ahead and turn it over. Hang on to those 2 momentum if you feel that you need them for your attacks.
Perfect. In that case, the next nearest monster Tribble is going to run up, seeing its fellow Tribble falling over dead, is going to become enraged, and it's angry at all 3 of you, really. So let's do Tavana, you'll be 1, Valkyris, you'll be 2, Ba'aj, you'll be 3. I'm going to roll a d3. Captain, it's coming for you. So let's see. It's going to attack you. And fail miserably with a 15 and a 20. So it tries to charge after you, and similar situation. It trips on its dead ancestors and just face plants right in front of you. And sort of, it's almost like a turtle on its back. It's kicking its little weird feet that it's evolved, and it looks quite comical, actually.
I'm just picturing it in my head, and it's great.
With that, the turn order is going to go back to the crew. Jador and Kolek. Neither of you have gone yet, so which one of you would like to go here?
I'd like to try this create advantage move. What I'd like to do is take the sedative that we had been using and quickly prepare it as an aerosol and fill the corridor with the sedative to try and create an advantage for my crew.
Okay, that is an excellent idea. Let's do control and medicine here. You'll need 2 successes to quickly throw this together.
I have a focus in toxicology.
That will apply. So add an extra die to that roll.
Or just toggle yes.
Right.
The sheet does it for you. You can toggle yes. It basically just makes it to where crit success is way easier. It's like its range now 1 to 5 instead of 1.
So
Two
got 2
successes.
successes. So you succeed. You're able to throw it out there, and you're able to succeed in such a way that it tranks the Tribbles and not your fellow crewmates in the process. So let's see. With the create an advantage move, is there a specific thing that it says it gives you, or is it just a general advantage?
Just a general advantage. Create a positive trait in the scene, it says.
Okay, perfect. Then I will say that it's going to slow their movements. So your side will get basically 2 turns each round instead of just the 1. So 2 of you will get to go without having to spend momentum on that first one. With that, that's going to create a new turn. So Jador, you can go without having to spend any momentum.
Yes, so I think Jador comes out of the utility tube, flips the blade, and just says, "We're going to have to make these repairs for weeks, and the smell is going to stay. You're going to wish you were incinerated with the rest of your kind." And she'll, attack. And I'm going to use a crit.
Fantastic.
I hate these things.
Okay.
So just roll 7 dice.
that will
At least
automatically succeed.
out.
Kind of there, but yeah, this will automatically succeed, and you can roll damage.
Okay. I think I did this right. Right.
Okay, so deadly hit 1, vicious 1. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's going to inflict a serious amount of damage. Were you going for the one that was on the ground or one of the others?
I think she's gonna go for one of the others.
One of the others, okay. So yeah, you inflict a good bit of damage, and you actually managed to hit it in a pretty critical spot. So it's going to take, let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to take double damage. I'm going to throw that in there because you got a deadly hidden and you used a crit. So it is in very bad shape. And one moment, I'll be right back. Just 2 seconds. I'm going to go close the store. They're doing construction downstairs. So that way it's not so loud.
Well, at least they're big now.
Easier to hit.
I hope everyone
Oh,
remembered the
man.
not protocol.
Or me.
They are much easier to hit. It's true. Sorry about that.
As much as
so-
Valkyrus can blush, they will. Because clearly they're having some struggles here.
So with that, Shador, you've got 2 momentum left. You can spend 1 to hold the turn and have it go to somebody else, or let the turn go back over to me, and the Tribbles will attack you.
What do we want? Do we want?
They are still slowed down, right? So if we use momentum to keep it on our side, 2 people will get to go instead of just 1? I think.
Just 1. It just
never mind,
just
okay.
applies to them.
They
So
also,
why
there's
Just
also-
that single thing. Okay, gotcha.
There's also a spin that I think is interesting, and it says secondary target. You target a second character or object within reach of your initial target. They suffer half the attack stress. So basically, you could hit another one for about and you round down, so you could hit another one for 2. So if you had a really hard attack, then you could. That would be a really great one to use. But that's I just thought that was interesting. I was like, oh, that's cool.
That is. Ooh,
That is an interesting one. All right. So yeah, up to you.
But you know,
What would
let's
you like to do?
let's take care of these things. So we'll keep initiative. I think.
All right. Who would like to go next?
Cool.
Put you down to 1 momentum.
I guess I could go.
Yeah, go for it.
Let the captain go.
Kind of going back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so she is just again going to attack with her Bat'leth. Her broken Bat'leth.
Okay.
And I always forget to hit this button. Here we go. Ooh, I got a 2, but I also got a crit fail too.
Okay. I only got 1 success on their dodge. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna say
I got a
that-
success and a complication.
Yeah. I'm just gonna let it hit. And since you got a crit success, I only got 1 success. I'm just gonna say that the complication is not that complicated. Especially if you're attacking the one right in front of you, which is currently prone, face planted
Yeah.
on the floor. So I'm gonna be nice and basically ignore the complications. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11.
Oh, it's dead.
Yeah, it helps to
It is- It
be
is
really good at that.
extremely dead.
Maybe the
Yeah, it's
complication is that I kind of slip in the blood a little bit, just everywhere. Oh.
you're slipping on Tribbles, but you still come down hard, right in the the weak spot. It's yeah, it is extremely dead. Oh goodness.
How much momentum do we
all
have?
right.
Did I gain any momentum in that roll, by the way?
Oh, good question.
There was a crit success in there, wasn't there?
It was.
No, 2 is
So,
green.
Never mind.
It's crit success.
Right. The green and the red.
Yeah, the thing, because I rolled a 2, I think. Because I have a focus,
Okay.
so I guess, yeah.
I see. So yeah, you do get 1 momentum from that.
Okay, so
That
we have
puts
a
you at 2
total of...
momentum.
Yes, okay, I'm going to use the thing we just talked about to basically, on one right next to it, do half that damage. So if that's 12, I get to do 6 damage to another one, so I just get a second attack. And I don't have to roll for it. So another one just
So,
auto, like, I just like, ah!
The one that Jador was fighting is close
Yeah.
by, and that one drops 2. So now you're down to 3 healthy opponents and 1 momentum. That I'm going to attack someone, and I think Ba'aj definitely made herself the biggest threat. So, oh my goodness. These Tribbles are big and scary and horribly coordinated. It tries to like bear hug you, and it just completely misses and takes like 2 steps behind you. Well, I guess I'll still have you roll to avoid.
Yeah, I should
Just
still
in case.
roll to avoid.
You could crit fail,
I
but just
wonder
don't
what
crit
we
fail.
could use dodge. What do you think a dodge would be? Like maybe fitness and
So I'm gonna go.
security?
Yeah, fitness and security. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have 3 successes there. It's no.
Fantastic. So yeah, you step out of the way, no problem, and it just sort of stumbles behind you. I don't currently have any threats, so it's going to pass back to you all.
Might I seize upon an opportunity to redeem myself by whacking the Tribble that has just also been big and clumsy and not able to hit anything, and I'm just like, this one I can destroy.
I had a feeling you might want to jump there. Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah. So we've got daring and security. Wow.
So yeah, they got 1 success. And oh, actually, just going to put you all back up to 2 momentum. I forgot to mention that. So you've got 2 momentum now. That gives me 1 threat, which is great. It's a swing and a miss. It's not a crit fail, so you don't hit anybody or trip on anything. But it dodges out of the way at the last second, and now it's just got, like, its fur is shorter on one side than the other, because it did manage to trim some fur off.
Haircut it. Give it a little side shave.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, nice
it
fade.
just doesn't.
Nice fade.
Yeah. It just doesn't.
It's that Bugs Bunny where he's doing the hair thing on the.
It's also a side shave from a Bat'leth, so like the length must be super weird.
Yep.
Shaping on it.
It's like this weird wave.
Oh boy. Yeah.
And since, thanks to Kolek, the Tribbles are slowed, somebody else can go as well.
I think Tavana will step in again with the Bat'leth and go after this thing.
All right.
And I'm gonna go after the same one that the Valkyris just swung at.
All right.
Let's see it. And I'm if you'll allow me, I'm going to call that tactics because it's a tactical move. As they took in one swing, Tavana comes in behind with another using the opening created.
Absolutely will apply.
Okay. That is 3 successes.
Oh, that is 3 more successes than you needed too. So yeah, you'll hop up in momentum there. 1, 2, 5. Yeah, you inflict a good bit of damage on this thing. It's looking pretty bloodied, like it's half dead, you could say. And a little confused because it expected to be bear hugging the captain, and now it's got a Bat'leth, stuck in them. And as monstrous as these things are, especially compared to regular Tribbles, they don't seem to be that intelligent.
So it looks almost like a coordinated movement that Valkyris takes their swipe at it, shaves the side of it, distracts it so that Tavana can come in and do damage.
Perfect.
This is very fitting because one of Valkyrus's values is Tavana always has my back, which is literally like the theme of what I've been doing this entire fight, apparently. So.
That's fantastic. Yeah, you do a good bit of damage. You gain some momentum. Would you like to hold on to the turn or pass?
How many momentum do we have at the moment?
You jumped up to 4 because you succeeded incredibly well.
Then yes, I will spend a momentum and pass. Keep the turn for our crew.
All right. Who would like to take the next move?
I imagine that the warriors have performed this sort of sweeping move to fall back to hold the line, and I'm leaving Kahless a bit exposed. So I'm going to pull out my Mek'leth and attack. There's probably one left that nobody's attacked yet, right?
There's still 2 that are unharmed.
Yeah. So I'm going to attack one of the new ones that I imagine I've been stuck in front of.
It growls at you and in an effort to get out of the way of your Mek'leth, trips and falls on it. Because I have gotten more nat 20s in this fight than I think I ever have in Roll20. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
Is that 2? Or do those
That's
little
2.
zeros mean something bad? Okay.
I cannot remember what the little zeros mean on this particular character sheet. But it crit failed trying to get out of the way, so I'm just gonna give you a bonus there and say that that's 4 damage because it failed as almost as bad as it possibly could, and it's not too great. So you do a respectable amount of damage to this thing. And with that, you can again. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, let's spend it. Let's pass it over to Jador, or if anybody else needs to go or wants to go.
Excellent.
Yeah, Jador.
Yep, I will take that advantage that it's now engaged with Cleric, so I will actually try and stab that one. So we'll everybody will kind of team up on these things. Let's do it.
Okay.
2 successes.
If that's going to succeed, go ahead and roll damage again. A little bit of damage. It gets a groan out of it, It gets a little bit angrier, but it's also looking a little bit less healthy.
Swear it down.
And yeah, you're down to 2 momentum. You can keep holding that turn if you want, or move over to the Tribbles.
You know what? Let's keep initiative on this one. Just like take down one of these before they attack. So.
All right. Who would like to go next?
I'm just frustrated enough that I would. Or Valkyrus is. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you're
Raven,
keeping
what
the
were you
same
gonna say?
order, then did I mute myself? Oh, there we go. I was saying if you're keeping the same. Sorry, 1 second.
Don't make the Tribbles angry. They become displeased.
Yeah.
I think
Sorry,
if we were
they're
keeping the
apparently
same order, that Baj
Baj,
was
but
next.
you don't have to keep the same
Okay.
order. Sorry, they're working in the stairwell today for some reason. Normally they're working in the basement.
I still
yeah, you
think
can
though,
go
if it's okay, yeah, Valkyrus is just frustrated enough that they're just like, okay, come on, let's make this happen. Okay, all right, I'll take it. Oh, I guess I should
that's gonna
specify
succeed.
that I am rolling 1 die for damage. I'm not sure why
Give
it's
it a
not.
second, it might be delayed. It might be delayed.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me try mine too. Let's see.
Okay. Oh, weird. No, that's very strange.
That is odd.
What number do you have in there? Because it should be a 3 for weapon damage, unless.
Yeah,
there's a
but
reason
it
not
adds
to.
damage based. There's it adds
Security
more based
plus
on your
weapon
security.
damage.
Yeah.
There we go. 2 points.
And
There you go.
so there was the one that had stepped past the captain that Tavana was attacking. There's the one that
Yeah.
Kolek and Shador have been attacking, and there's one healthy one. So which one were you swinging at?
The one that I think, since we were close, the one that Tavana had hit, because that was the one that I originally wanted to hit and failed.
Okay.
I only fail if Valkyrus fails. Together we will succeed.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's so sweet. Sorry, that's sweet's not a good word for a Klingon. To quote Ezri.
Honorable.
Damage of
It is very honorable.
a bit obvious.
Just
but that-
barely honorable for me in this case.
Oh my god, you're so like honorable. Thank you so much.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember how much damage that one had on
2.
it. So 2 damage. Yeah, it's not quite dead yet, but you
Yeah, that's
get up a lot
okay.
closer to dead than it was.
It's better than a
And
haircut.
then-
I'll take it.
It's true. And then I believe that will bring the turn back to me unless you want to spend that last momentum. Okay.
Unless somebody else wants it, but
The Tribbles
no. Okay.
upsetty spaghetti. Because now it's been swung at and stabbed. And it's going to attack Tavana first. With 1 success. So you'll
And what
need
do
1
I roll to
success.
oppose that? I'm sorry?
Fitness and security. Fitness and security.
Alright, not my best. Alright, I don't have any focuses that will really work on this. 1 success.
Hey, you get the number of successes that you need, and you manage to just barely duck out of the way as it swipes at you. But I have 1 point of threat now, so I'm going to spend that. Hold on to initiative here. And that same Tribble is going to swipe at Valkyris. With, again, 1 success.
All right. So I take a point of stress.
Only if you don't dodge. So you'll need to roll fitness and security. And you have to get 1
All
success at least to dodge out of the way.
Nobody hold your breath. Okay, I'm okay. I'm okay.
You also duck out of the way, and it just lets out an angry as it's getting, Bat'leth to death and is not taking anybody out with him. So with that, we've got 1 healthy one that Kolek and Jador are attacking, and this very angry one. As the initiative goes back to you all. Aj, you haven't taken a swipe in a sec. Would you like to take the first turn here?
Oh, would I? My little tar extends at my feet as I kill it. No. Alright. I'm just setting up my attack. I got 1 success.
Success. Okay. And it got 1
dodged.
success as well, so it's going to dodge out of the way at the last second. It's angry enough now that it's just moving with all the adrenaline that it absolutely has, and it ducks out of the way. They're still slowed from that sedative, though, so your side will get 1 more turn. Who would like to go next?
I will go again if you want me to, crew.
I guess, yeah,
It's-
Jador can go.
Oh, yeah. Jador. Jador. Is it
Go ahead,
Jador or Jador?
Jador.
Okay, I want to make sure.
But yeah, I'll just continue poking holes in this thing until it stops.
All right.
So it's daring security. Do 2 successes. Ooh,
Ooh, and 3 successes on
Ooh, that
part
was
of the Tribble.
dexterous Tribble.
So, so yeah, it's gonna swing out of the way and actually
The
manage
next
to.
stage in its evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's actually going to manage to back away from the two of you. On your next turn, if you want to attack it, you're going to have to move forward and put yourself a little out of position from the rest of the party. But it ducks out of the way. You've got 1 momentum left. If you'd like to spend it to hold initiative, or I can go ahead and go.
I'll pass initiative. So.
All right. That one's starting to feel a little bit cocky now, so it's going to come after you, Jador,
Mm-hmm.
with 2 successes.
Okay, that's fitness and security.
Fitness and security to dodge. You will need 2 successes. It's also a crit success.
Oh no.
All right, so it is going to hit you with its claws, and I don't have a character sheet for this one at the moment. I'm trying to remember how to do the special Delta Shield.
It's 1d6, roll 1d6, and I think 5 and 6 are the delta. So if you get a 5 or above, that's the delta.
Okay.
Or maybe, because
look
it
up
only does
on
1 to
the,
2 damage.
Got the dice roller here.
Oh, you can use the challenge die. I just remembered
That's what I was
that.
looking for.
Here, how many you want rolled? I'll roll it for you if you want.
2.
Okay. Okay.
Automated systems are great until they're not automated.
I never remember what. Here.
Because I think you're right. The 5 and the 6 are the Delta Shield, I think.
And I think like 3 and 4 are 2, and 1 and
There we
1
go.
and 2 are 1 damage.
There you go.
Oh, it worked for
I
you.
just rolled it for you. Yep.
So that's going to be 4 damage. Or 4
All right,
stress.
and resistance takes out one of those, correct?
I believe that is correct, yeah.
And you should have the talent of Rock Cool to gain 2 resistance. Yeah.
Okay, so I just took 1. Just got a little bit of blood.
Unmute myself there. I've got 1 more threat from before, so I'm going to use that to hold on to it. And the one that Valkyris and Tavana and Bahaj were attacking is going to, rage fueled attack, go after one of the 3 of you. It's going to be Bahaj again. With 2 successes, that's a crit success. So fitness and security to dodge that. So that will beat it. So yeah, imagine you probably clash. Its tusks bite down on your Bat'leth, but you don't take any damage. You're able to block it. And with that, the turn will go back to you all.
Sure, you are a warrior. And I'm going to leave Jadur to fight the one that's stabbing her. I circle around the other, realizing I can't tell where the front of this thing is anyway, and then take a swipe at it.
All right. Go ahead and roll to attack.
The front is the side with the fangs, up high.
Ah.
It once again trips and falls on your sword. With a crit fail and trying to get out of the way. Let's go ahead and roll the damage. And it failed so horribly. I'm just gonna say you get double the damage again, and that's just gonna kill it. So you've got 1 healthy one, and the 1 Tavana and Valkyris are fighting, and Bahaj are fighting. That's almost dead. Would like to go next.
I will go again
Right.
with daring
just gonna take
security. 2 successes.
That will succeed and give you an extra momentum. Put you at 2.
And then I'm going to do damage. 2, 4,
yeah.
6, 7.
Extremely dead.
Is the other one within reach distance of it?
Yeah, it's close enough.
Okay, I'm gonna use that spin, that 2 momentum spin to do, I guess, 3 damage to the other one.
Okay, so it takes some damage as well.
Cool.
And that move to do the half damage. Did you say that costs 2 momentum?
Yeah.
Okay, and that will put you all at 0 momentum for now. So you can take some threat and keep the initiative, or pass turn.
I don't feel like giving you threat, but if anybody has any opinion on that, let me know now, or forever hold your peace.
I mean, Tavana's willing to take the threat to get a swipe at this thing, to kill it, for the chance to kill it.
Okay.
Victory goes to the bold, as they say.
A threat to you and
just
to her.
and
What is essential in battle is victory, which is a value. So I'm going to pop a determination there, and I'm going to use determination to give myself an extra dice on that as I roll for fitness and security. One
that's
success.
success from the troll. So it will dodge just barely.
Okay.
But you said you used determination for that?
Yep, I used one of my determination.
You can use determination for the auto success to give you basically 2 successes. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah, can I
give
use
that
2 determination at once?
determination.
Okay,
I think so.
I will do that then.
No.
All right, let's do it.
I think most things only cost 1 determination because it's this finite thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say you don't have to because you just the 1 determination that you spent. I'm just gonna go ahead and give it to you since you used determination for it.
Oh, okay. All right.
So only spend 1, and then the one that you're fighting is already pretty damaged, so that will kill it.
Tavana is
just
just
got
going to
1.
slice into it. Is this the last one?
There's 1 left after this one.
Okay. I was going to say, because Tavana's just going to slice this one across the chest, reach in, grab its heart, and pull it out.
Perfect. That's very Klingon. And with that, turn will pop over to me unless you want to give me more threat. That I can help.
Yeah, I'll do it. Valkyris will do it. I think they're just emboldened, and so they'll just like grab the Bat'leth and go charge at the one across the way. I can use determination for an auto success, correct?
You absolutely can.
All right, so let me roll. I'll use a determination, so I'll have 2 total
So that
success.
so it makes it a 1, so that would count as 3. So that's just enough to hit it.
Perfect. Yep, 2 of the star symbols thingies. I forgot what those meant for a second.
Yeah, with that, it's already had some damage. I'm gonna say that's gonna kill it, and that will end combat. The rest of your crew around the ship were able to successfully take down the rest of the Tribbles as well. And after a little bit of time of making sure they're all actually dead, making sure that you got all of them that you didn't miss any, you are reasonably sure that the Tribbles are all dead. What are your reactions, and what do you say to each other as you realize you have victory?
Kapla!
Kapla!
We'll feast on your heart tonight.
That was a more satisfying hunt than I expected from these things.
They fought
I'll be
well
honest,
enough.
I did not expect them to put up this much of a fight, but that was fun. Or whatever the Klingon idea of fun is. Honorable.
This was fun. A hunt.
You accuse me of overblowing the tail, but it seems these Tribbles were able to overblow themselves.
Ha
Phrasing. Phrasing. That is a concept the humans taught me. Phrasing.
We'll just cue that one right up.
Engineering, repair, Engineering, make the repairs that are necessary for us to continue forward.
Of course. If you might have a suggestion, Rock in Engineering has hunted brush devils. I assume he knows how to prepare these, and these might make a good
He is
trophy
assigned with the
or
cook
rug.
tonight.
They have a good enough pelt, maybe.
Yes, we will
See
save
what
the
they do.
pelts.
Yes.
Yeah, you're able to do that. And Jador, you're able to get repairs underway. Fortunately, it's a brand new ship. You have plenty of spare supplies. And it'll probably take you the better part of a day to repair everything. That's with like everybody working a double shift in engineering. But you'll be able to repair it without too much trouble. Nothing critical was really damaged. It's mostly just fixing all the shorts and replacing all the energy conduits.
Lots of
that were
annoying work
messed up.
for the engineering.
Minor
crew.
damage.
Yeah.
Taking the scorched carcasses of these things, finding them every once in a while. These gotta go. These.
Oh yeah.
Supposed to be.
The inside of the ship, it's going to smell like burnt Tribble for a week. The ship is not a pleasant smelling place right now.
Well, we're Klingon. We don't care. It doesn't bother us that much.
Except for Tribbles.
Yeah. For Ba'aj.
And from
Oh, go ahead. Tamana, what were you going to
no,
say?
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Ba'aj, when you get back to the bridge and you sit down, take a breath, taking a moment after your victory, and everything is going underway with repairs. That same voice that you heard before is heard on the bridge. It goes, well, you're still a barbaric race, but perhaps this one has potential. I'll be watching. Ta-ta! And there's a little flash of light.
Baj just makes this comment to herself. She's like, I was hoping my first experience with Q would be kind of, he'd be ready to party. Whatever. Sounds like it's kind of fun sometimes, but whatever.
This is
That
the way
night
it's
from
going to
Tava's
be.
quarters. And that night from Tavana's quarters, you hear the sounds of smashing things against the wall and the words of the great Klingon poet William Shakespeare being recited.
Honestly, with Klingons, that could be like that could be totally wholesome or totally dirty. I have no idea, and I don't want to know, and that's the mystery.
Yeah. At any rate, fun was had that evening, in whatever form you want that to be. And we'll move on to the ship is repaired the next day, roughly thereabouts, and you're able to get back underway to your destination. And I think that is where we're gonna end our session for today. Is with you all finally being back on course for your destination to investigate the Borta. That was fantastic. I am absolutely tickled at how you decided to deal with the Tribbles. And thank you so much to everybody that retweeted and donated to give me those Banes, so I could throw some really funny stuff in there. That was a lot of fun. Before we do our outros here with everybody and take a second to let the cast talk about their favorite parts and everything, I wanted to real quick mention on Sunday the 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, there's going to be a hip-hop inspired cyberpunk accent punk expanded one-shot, so definitely you'll want to check that out. And I also wanted to once again thank our sponsors, which are World Anvil, which is a really cool tool for world forging. You can also check out Mage Hand Press's Dark Matter, which is D&D in space. Mage Hand Press makes some really cool stuff. Highly recommend checking that out if you're either a sci-fi fan or a D&D fan or both. Also, Colt Vanilla from Hellgast, and of course, last but not least, Modiphius, who makes this amazing Star Trek game. you can pre-order the Klingon book that we're using for this game right now. So very cool stuff. Thank you again to all sponsors and everybody that donated and retweeted. And with that, we're going to go reverse order from how we started. So I'll start with Buster. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else that you'd like to share?
I think my favorite part was just seeing everybody like come up with like interesting like thoughts and solutions to the issue. But Jador wanting to electrocute him was just that took the cake for me. That was really funny. But and then what I do and who I am and all that. Again, my name is Buster Destroyer. Buster Destroyer here on Twitch. I stream Star Citizen a lot, and I usually do it tomorrow, but I'm actually not on tomorrow. If you're in the Dallas area, we're doing a thing called the Capricorn Drive-In. That's a website, capricorndrivein.com, and we're doing like basically like drive-in movies and concerts so that everybody can still stay like spatially distanced and whatnot while we're going through all this pandemic stuff, and still like be able to get out and do something somewhat social and entertaining. So if you're in the Dallas area, Fair Park tomorrow night and Saturday night as well. Look up capricorndrivein.com. But other than that, I'm Buster Destroyer here on Twitch, and I'm Buster Destroyer on Twitter and other socials. So come see me, come follow me, come say hi, follow me to Konos. And this is Weedle, and she very much enjoyed her cameo in this. That's her favorite moment, is her cameo. So there you go.
Adorable. Thanks so much. Next, we've got Shauna. What was your favorite part of the session? Where can we find it? And anything else you'd like to share?
I liked everybody fighting the giant Tribbles. It was very satisfying to see everybody get their comment on Klingon's mortal enemy, just bigger and more triumphant victory. So I'm very happy we got that. We got Tribbles and we had Mega Tribbles in queue, so yay. But yeah, I am Shauna Flying Cirrus on Twitter. You can find my art and the games I'm playing on there. Next time you'll probably be seeing me is on Saturday for Black Flag on Wiring DM, where it's a pirate game. We're releasing demons. We got a new ship, and it's been a lot of fun. And then on Monday on this channel, it is Crownlands. And it's going to be a fight. It's going to be Siege of Tyrosh. So there'll be a good battle coming up, and I'm very excited for that.
That's exciting. Fantastic. Next, we got Anna. What was your favorite part of the session? Where can we find you? And anything else you'd like to share?
Yes, I'm Anna at Nymeria941 on all of the places. I think that my favorite part of this was just rolling so goddamn awful the entire time, because that just makes for a lot of really fun and interesting story moments, not to mention it's certainly a unique method of trying to impress the person that you like in character. Just failing to swing swords properly at all. No, that was a lot of fun. I also enjoyed the yeeting of the Tribble into space. Judge Orr is madly respected as an engineer and as just a sensible person who doesn't like Tribbles. Where can you find me next? I'm here every Thursday doing the Star Trek game. You can also find me on the Encounter Roleplay Discord, which, by the way, if you managed to get any clips of the episode today, put them in our clips channel, because we do a clip of the week that gets awarded after all of the week's street games. So please share them. It's a lot of fun. Plus, then our faces get made into little GIFs. Other than that, I am going to be playing tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern in a Curse of Booty Island one-shot over on Chromatic Chimera. So if you like ridiculous pirate shenanigans, that could be a lot of fun. Come hang out there. That's it.
Fantastic. Next, we've got Kat. What was your favorite part of the session? Where can we find you next? And anything else?
My favorite part of the session is going to be hands down Valkyr's letter, because, you know, Tavada. Because that's, yeah. Klingons are big, they're bad, they're violent, they're obnoxious, and they love harder and fight harder than anybody else in the verse. And I like that. I like that a lot. So yeah, that was my favorite part. I'm being selfish, but yeah. My second favorite part was definitely the battle. I have always loved Q. Q has always frustrated me as well as amused me and entertained me. And so to have Q show up is just kind of, I don't know. But I am Kat. I am at Cleric of Court. You can find me here again every Thursday, playing games on the internet with my friends. The next time I'll be on a stream will be actually next Thursday, right before this. You can find me on The Lawful Geek, playing some Shadowrun 6E with my little street shaman by the name of Nico. She just made a deal with the devil. Maybe. I don't know.
Exciting.
We'll see. But it's a lot of fun, and it presents a bit of a challenge going from that to here, but I love it because they're two very different characters, and I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, go check out all of these wonderful people. Go check out their Twitters. Go follow them. Go follow Shauna for her art. Go follow Raven, because Raven, geez, I mean, tick on the checklist as a DM. Go follow these people. And if you haven't seen Anna's Hurdy-Gurdy, you're missing something.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. And then last but not least, Dev, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you'd like to share?
My favorite part was the opening there, dropping out of the wormhole and having business in the front and party in the back was like a terrifying thing to hit us with. So props to that. And of course, it was fun to find out that was all a training exercise, but that was still like a cool opening image for us. My name's Dev. I'm on Twitter at DevPresto. And if you hop over into the Encounter Roleplay Discord, we got a little thing at the end of the month called EncounterCon. And I will be running Mission Accomplished, one of my absolute favorite role-playing games. So check that out. Jump in the game with me.
Fantastic. I had an absolute blast. You all are amazing. Yes, and yes, definitely go follow all of these wonderful people. My favorite part, the whole thing was really my favorite part. The letter was amazing. Everybody's creative solutions to the triple problem was also way up there on my favorites. And I'm also really appreciative of, again, of those Banes, because I got to attempt to come close to impersonating John DeLance's Q. And that voice is always fun to do, and Q's always fun to throw into the mix. So I wasn't planning on that being a thing until those Banes came in, and that made it a lot of fun for me, so thank you again. You can find me next. I'll be producing the finale for Where Things Go South tomorrow at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time over on my channel, which is basically just the same as my Twitter handle here, just drop the off of it, so it's RABBYN. And then we'll have our Void Cavalcade finale on Saturday, which is we do Sci-Fi Saturdays, and then Animus Absentis finale, where I'll be GMing again on Saturday night. So that's me. Thank you again to the cast, to our sponsors, everybody who donated and retweeted and participated in chat. And we're going to go raid Savvy from our Friday Punks show after we do a little trailer here for that one shot I mentioned. And then we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.